Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. What's going on, family? It's Preacher Moss, host of the SOS, the Shout Out Show. Hope you guys are having an excellent Sunday. I hope you better get in your exercise because you don't know what Monday's going to bring. You know how Mondays are, brothers and sisters. Well, today's topic, I figure, with all the things going on in the world, we got hurricanes, we have U.S. getting kicked out of Afghanistan. We got people who don't want to wear masks, don't want to get vaccinated. We got people who are vaccinated, sick of the people who don't want to wear masks or get vaccinated. We got kids trying to go to school. We got all this stuff. We got people who are worried about getting evictions. I was like, you know what? This is a good day to just be self reflective. Sometimes, brothers and sisters, in the midst of everything, when things are bad and things are dark, and things are gloomy, sometimes you've got to put yourself in a space, close the door, pull the drapes, and laugh at your own faults. That's right. You got to laugh at your own faults. I always say, laugh at your flaws before other people laugh at your flaws. And it goes to a space about accepting who you are, accepting the things you can do well, the things you don't do well, and then some of the things you shouldn't have done at all. It's also a part of purging some of our anxieties, some of our doubts. I mean, but it's just we can have fun these days. And I have to say this, we don't laugh enough at ourselves. We don't celebrate the fact that we're not perfect. If you spend some time celebrating the fact that you're not perfect, you might accept yourself a little more. I make mistakes all the time. I've learned from my mistakes, but every once in a while I go back and I say, man, what was I thinking? Have you ever put on a suit and gone somewhere and thought you were the dopest person looking in that suit? And then a couple of years later, somebody shows you a picture in that suit and you are absolutely aghast. And you're going, why did you let me wear that? And your friends and family and loved ones go, we told you that suit looked horrible. You didn't want to listen. Well, that's a part of celebrating your flaws. You hard headed. And these days, brothers and sisters, it's not about being overcritical. The fact of the matter is, we make mistakes. We laugh sometimes. We don't laugh enough. We laugh sometimes. And sometimes there's things you can actually look at other people who live with their flaws. I don't know if they celebrate them, but they live with them. And even when I can celebrate my own flaws, you know what I can do? I can look past their flaws. I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters, there's some things I'm not proud that I've laughed at, but I laughed anyway. I remember elders going, Preacher Moss, you going to hell twice. And that might be the case. But if I got to go to hell twice, doggone it, I'm going laughing both times. You know why? Because I like me. I saw a quote from Oscar Wilde. It said, I guess it said, focus on being you because everybody else is taken up. That's right. There's only going to be one you. You're going to make mistakes. And there times, brothers and sisters, where can't nobody tell us anything. Nobody can tell you about you because you're living your best life. Or so you think you are. And every once in a while, I say a flaw is just a little thing, like I said, it lets us know we're not perfect, but it also lets us know that there's room for improvement. It also lets us know that maybe that thing we should let go. You know what I'm saying? Why be critical these days? You are going to live with you as long as you're alive. You're going to live with you, right? So, what is this thing now with these anxieties and stuff like that? And I'm like, yo, part of celebrating your flaws, brothers and sisters, is that to you develop a thick skin about things you come up short with, the things that don't work out for you. So we're going to talk about that today on the show. I'm going to look at some examples of stuff I've done, and I pulled out some doozies, brothers and sisters. And you know what? We're just going to make it happen. We're going to have a good time. This is a family program. So if you have your flaws, please bring them on the Shout Out Show today. And we can discuss them as a family, not as a support group. We ain't doing support groups today. We just discussing flaws. It's a shout out show celebrating flaws. Let's get to it. Bam. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuh, everybody. Do you know who I am? I'm Preacher Moss, comedian extraordinaire. However, this Labor Day, I won't be that guy. You know who I'll be? Mr. Isna. That's right. We're celebrating the 2021 Isna Virtual Conference going down on Labor Day, brothers and sisters. We got speakers, we got entertainment. All we need is you. It's going to be like a big old pot of gumbo. We just need to put you in there. So listen. Don't wait. Don't even worry about registration because it's free. Make sure that you're going to be there on the 4th and the 5th. I'll be looking for you virtually. And believe me, I understand what you're thinking of. You're looking at the screen going, this is going to be an incredible conference. But my goodness, Preacher Moss, that's one good looking Muslim. See you there. I like doing those commercials, not because they pay me, because I know as much as people enjoy them, they probably don't enjoy them as much as I do. That's number one. And then number two is there's people who are actually annoyed that I say I'm good looking. You know, who really goes into a group of people and go, I'm ugly as hell? Who does that? You know what I'm saying? You know, I have flaws. Hey, my glasses, you know, they're big. I mean, I used to have a big forehead. You know, it's not as big as Satana's, but my forehead is big. Yes. Satana said, yeah, I'm saying I haven't seen Satana's forehead. It's been covered the whole time. Satana, I'm just joking with you. Celebrate your flaws. I'm joking. Satana doesn't have a big forehead. And see how people react. That's not your flaws, Satana. Just relax. She's like, I'll cut this whole broadcast off. I know you will. Don't cut the show off. Don't cut the show off. Look, we all have flaws, brothers and sisters. Like when you get my age, and I know I'm not alone. When you get your age, at a certain age, you get into this thing where you believe that you can put down your glasses, walk away, and come back directly to your glasses. Like put your glasses down, walk around your house, and believe that you're going to come back. Like your sight is going to be perfect. Like your sight is 2020 coming back to your glasses. I'm that guy. I'm that guy that's been late for appointments and Zoom meetings. You know why? Because I couldn't find my glasses. My eyesight is horrible, brothers and sisters. You know, if I take off my glasses, you know I can see a white cane and a dog. That's what I can see. I can't see a leg. But I make sure that my glasses are stylish and I make sure that they're near. Because I can't see the glass. I can't even do the shout out show. I'd be talking all of, hey, shout out show. You know what? But I celebrate. When I was a kid, they used to have jokes about wearing glasses. You know, they was like, oh, if you take your glasses and put them over a map, you can see people waving at you. And then that was funny. Really? Satana, just in case you meet somebody with a big forehead, here's a big forehead. Your forehead is so big. When you went to get your driver's license, they had to take two pictures and put them together. See, that's a good forehead joke. In case you meet somebody that needs that. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. Half the time, our flaws come from the fact that we have expectations that are beyond reality. We do. We have expectations around that are beyond reality, and it's okay to dream. I tell people it's okay to dream, but don't be delusional. Don't be delusional. There's some things you can't do. You know, I haven't done it for a while, but you guys may not believe this, but a couple years back, not too long ago, I trained to run a half marathon. I trained to run a half marathon. Now, let me tell you guys, I didn't train with anybody. I had a little app, little Nike app, and it showed you how to work up your miles, brothers and sisters. It showed you how to build your body into a runner's body and work up your miles. And doggone it, I listened. I watched that. I looked at. I believed in that app. Hear what I'm saying? I believed in that app, and I learned how to run 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, and 4 miles, and 5 miles. I got up to 8 miles, and I got to 10 miles. Now, a half marathon is 13.3 miles, brothers and sisters. And when I got to 11 miles, brothers and sisters, you know what I thought about myself? The greatness of myself that I had made it up to 11 miles. I said, I don't need to train for the other 2.3 miles because I made it to 11. That my greatness that it take me to 11.0 miles, you could throw in the other 2.3 because I have made it. Listen to me. I have made it. So there I was, brothers and sisters, the day of the half marathon. Now they have people that run in full marathons, but I'm like, I haven't trained for that. I've trained for the half marathon, 13.3 miles. And keep in mind, Brian, keep in mind, brothers and sisters, I'd only trained up to 11 miles. There was a quotient of 2.3 miles that I need to deal with. And I was running and I was feeling good, brothers and sisters. I still got the picture of it. I remember they were taking pictures of people at the thing, and I remember I ran 4 miles and they had a camera, and I did this right here. Like that. I got it. Ha! Like I'm running. I did 4 miles, 5 miles, 6 miles, 7, 8, 9. I could see the signs going past me as I accumulated the miles, brothers and sisters. I got the 10 miles. I said, I only got 3.3 miles left. I saw the 11-mile marker. I said, I got it made. Got it made. I had to go up this hill, and I was running. And when I was running up the hill, I had a pain. And I said, who is stabbing me in my calf with a knife? And it was nobody with a knife. I got cramps, brothers and sisters. And before I could get to the other one, I said, oh my gosh, the same person is stabbing me in the other calf with a knife. And there I was at the 11-mile mark, about 11.3 miles. 2 miles left to go, brothers and sisters. This is the 2 miles that I insisted I didn't need to train for. And there I was at the hydration table drinking everything that they bought. It wasn't enough Gatorade at that place. I drinking Gatorade and I'm walking around like Fred Sanford. I mean, I'm drinking Gatorade, and it hit me. A half marathon is 13.3 miles. You only train for 11 miles. Therefore, your math was off, Preacher Moss. You hadn't trained for 13.3 miles. You trained for 11. And you left that 2.3 miles off the table thinking that it was just going to kick in. So, brothers and sisters, I have to laugh at that because it's true. It's 100% true. And I sat there as I was drinking and walking that last 2.3 miles with knives, imaginary knives stuck in my calves, thinking, watching young children go past me like, hi, I'll kill you, kid. Going past me, and I'm thinking, a half marathon is 13.3 miles. I refuse to do the math, brothers and sisters. I refuse to do the math. And at 2.3 miles, I'm not ashamed to tell you, I walked that joint. I walked it and I was in pain and I was embarrassed because people were like, who were running with, they were like, you were doing so good. But these people who I were running with, they were ahead of me now, getting ready to leave. They were in their cars, they had hot dogs and juice because it took me about another 45 to an hour to walk that 2.3 miles. They were like, hey, see you next year. I was like, all right, if I get these knives out my calves, that's a ditty. But that's it, though, brothers. That's it. You have to be able to laugh at yourself. All right, what we got here? Let me see what we got. We have some people in the comment section. Let's go ahead and throw them up. Today we're gonna throw them up. We got Sister Ree. Sister Ree selling all that good food. Ree, you need to give me a total on the food from yesterday, if you don't mind. Shrimp po' boys. All right, that's right. We need a couple more, but shrimp po' boys, you go ahead and do that. And special shout out to our brothers and sisters in Louisiana, in the area, of course, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Huma, and that whole Gulf area. Man, peace and blessings to you, and please be safe out there. It is not anything to play with. That's a serious, serious hurricane that's coming through. All right, Reed, thank you so much. Next up, we got my brother JT. What's going on? You know how it is. JT knows me. I celebrate my flaws because you know ain't no need in hiding them. Don't try and hide your flaws. You know when you in bad shape. That's right. We both had our glasses on. We both missed 2 appointments in Milwaukee in the same day. Yeah, it is true. JT, you gonna tell that story? Look, I'm gonna tell y'all a story. You know how they say you should write down your appointments? Okay. I'm with JT and I'm with my nephew. Okay, we are going to get like it's not breakfast, it's lunch at a place called Daddy's on the north side of Milwaukee. Now I'm going around. I know I had this appointment on this particular day, this Thursday. Had it in my mind, but could not remember the time. Now here's one of my flaws, brothers and sisters. Sometimes I forget the time on things. Sometimes I set the alarms, but sometimes I forget to set the alarms. You know what I'm talking about. So essentially, there I am with JT. We pull in the Daddies, and it hits me. You know when you think you late, that feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm late. I'm like, man, JT, I got this Zoom call I'm supposed to do with the guy, and da da da, and I got to go through my phone because of course I ain't. You know, your boy ain't write it down. And it comes on the fact that one of my flaws is I can follow a schedule really, really well, but throw something in the schedule, a monkey wrench, I'm all out of sorts. So on this particular day, I'm forgetful. I forgot my hat to do the interviews for the Zakat, my Zakat Curious series. So we have to go to a hat store now. So JT has to take me to a hat store. And in getting a hat, we went to a hat store, it was closed. Like the lady's like, it's only by appointment. I'm like, white lady, we're right here in the window. She's like, I see you two Negroes, no appointment, don't come in. I'm like, man, Jay. So we have to pick up my nephew from driving school. Then we are going to eat. Then it hits me at 11:15 that I had an 11 o'clock Zoom call. See what I'm saying? It hits me at 11:15 that I had an 11 o'clock Zoom call. I can't find the link because you know how it is when you are, I want to say, panic searching. You can't find anything you're looking for. So every email before, when you're like calm and your heart rate is good, you can find it right away. But you know, when you're out of pocket, you're frantic, can't find it. Finally, I called the guy. I said, "Hey man, I can't find the link." He said, "Oh, I sent it to your Gmail." I'm like, "Hey, look, man," and I just blurt out, "Hey man, I apologize for being late." He goes, "No, the meeting's not at 11:15. The meeting's at 11:30." I was late and early at the same doggone time, brothers and sisters, for this meeting. Yeah, the meeting was at 11:30. Okay, so now we have ordered this food I now have to, because you don't want to admit you wrong. I don't want, and I forgot my headphones. Throw that in there too, right? So I forgot my headphones. So now I have to hold the phone, and I get slick. Like this is what I do. I won't put the camera on. I will just put I would just put the microphone on, and I hold it close so people can't hear us. The people on the call can't hear us at this restaurant. Of course, they're playing all this music. I'm like, oh man, I gotta, you know how it is. You got to talk. So it's not going well. My brother, my beloved brother JT, is sitting there laughing at me like, "Oh, you forgot? How could you do that? You getting old." That's what I'm going. About, I want to say about 1 minute to 12 after I finish my meeting, and I'm rushing that meeting because I'm trying to eat and have a conversation. About 1 minute to 12, he get a look on his face like somebody kicked his puppy. I'm like, what's wrong with you? He goes, man, I forgot. I had people meet me at the house at 12 to do some work. I'm like, you laughing at me. You had a whole hour to get late. I was only 15 minutes. All right, we're gonna give a shout out to Sister Jasmine. How you doing, Sister Jasmine? Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to you and your family. Hopefully things are going well in the UK. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Today, Sister Jasmine, we are celebrating flaws. So if anything you want to throw out there, feel free. This is a family situation. This is not a support group. I'm laughing about my flaws right now. My main man, Altar Rashid, one of your flaws is that you are not late, brother. You are always on time for the shout out show. I call you Mr. 6 o'clock, straight up, straight down, my brother. Thank you for coming on. A Canadian ambassador. My brother, how you doing, man? I hope everything's good with you, man. We are celebrating flaws today. I just gave you two of mine, two of my big flaws, brothers and sisters. Two of my big flaws. I'm going to give you another one, and you guys can enjoy it too, because I might as well get it out. And we want to give a shout out to my mom. She says, hello from Imperfect Mary. Yes, mom, you are imperfect and your flaws are classic. But I love you because we can always laugh at our flaws. And that's the other thing. You need to have a good group of people where you can have a laugh at. You can have a laugh, okay? Because some people, they get into your group and they want to be critical. It's not fun. We're celebrating flaws. And we want to give a shout out to Sister Tana. Sister Tana is the consulting producer for the show. And, Sister Tana can put up her flaws when she's ready. But I'm calling it out. JT said we both had our glasses on. We both missed our appointments. This is true. Altaf, what's your flaw, bro? One of my flaws is to refuse to make a grocery list, and when I go to the store, I always forget something. Yeah. Altaf, I am with you. And here's the thing I don't do well either. It's bringing groceries in the house. Altaf, it is bringing groceries in the house. Every once in a while, I won't remember everything I bought, and I don't bring it in. I had a station wagon. That I love this station wagon. I bought it at an auction for like $1,300. Me and my buddy Aubrey fixed it. We went to a salvage place called Crazy Rays during the summer. I love that little wagon because I could work on it, and I like these computerized cars now. One time I went to the grocery store, and instead of looking around to make sure that you've gotten everything out of there, I just I got it. Sort of like that 2.3 miles I was talking about. I got it. And brothers and sisters, I left some potatoes in that car, some bacon, some potatoes. And let me tell you about the time that the potatoes were in there. I had to catch a flight the next day. I forgot about those potatoes. And I took my flight and I came back about a week and a half later. When I opened the car door, the potato said, hey, you left us in here during the heat for 2 weeks. Here's a smell to make sure you never forget it again. Funky is not a word that's strong enough for how these potatoes smell. Pungent is not. This noise right here, ooh wee, does not effectively frame how stinky these potatoes are. Now, the only thing that's worse, brothers and sisters, is when you make a mistake and then you make a mistake over the top of it. I did the same thing with some fish in the garage. I took everything in and my hands are full. And this is one of my flaws. I try to get everything out of the car in one thing. This, you know how you put all the bags? There's like 10 bags. You're trying to do that in a case of water because you don't want to make 2 trips. I don't know why I don't want to make 2 trips. Okay, it's safe to make 2 trips. It's logical to make 2 trips, but I don't. And I put all the stuff on here like Freddy Krueger hands. And, you know, if it's 20 bags, I'm trying to get 20 bags in one shot. This is a fall, brothers and sisters. And I had everything in one. Just imagine me carrying both. I got everything. I got a case of water here, and I had some fish, brothers and sisters. And I said, I've made it to the door. And you know what it is when you make it to the door. You got to put everything down anyway because you got to take your keys out because you ain't take your keys out in time. So I put down the fish, took everything in, loaded it up. I looked through everything, brothers and sisters. I don't find the fish. Okay? I can't find the fish. Instead of looking around for the fish, my flaw is, oh, these people at the grocery store them charge me for fish. I don't have my fish. And I went down and I showed off about their professionalism, about the need to pack better, that you didn't double bag me. I am showing off, brothers and sisters. And they said, sir, we are so apologetic. How could you, man? I see, I had fish on my mind. Fish on my mind, and now I don't have fish. I had 2 pounds of fish. I made such a big deal, brothers and sisters. They gave me 3 pounds of fish. They said, please take it, Negro. We don't want to see you again. And they gave me the fish, brothers and sisters, and I was happy. I felt like I had accomplished something, that I had told this corporation that you will not cheat this black man out of fish. And that fish was good. But it was during the summer. And it was a hot summer. I think it was 90. And the fish started smelling so bad that it reminded me of the potatoes that I talked to you about earlier. And the fish said, oh, you think the potato smell was bad? Get a whiff of this. And I opened the door going out. But sister, that fish was so bad. I think if it wasn't wrapped in paper, it would have got up and walked away. They opened the garage door and walked away. And there I am sitting here going, boy, you went and made an absolute fool of yourself. Now, the prideful side would have been like, hey, the grocery store doesn't know. Don't worry about it. But no, brothers and sisters, trying to be a good Muslim, I went down and I said, hey, I came here yesterday and argued about, shut up, Sister. I said, I came here earlier yesterday and complained about some fish. I don't have the fish. You guys gave me 3 pounds. I found the fish. It was in my garage. And I said, it stinks. I couldn't even bring it back here. Like, I am holding this fish just to get thrown. And I told him, I want to make amends. Number one, because I wasted food. Number two, it's like, I need you to charge me for the 3 pounds of fish, just so it's right in my heart. And they charged me. Brother, sister, do you know how dumb you feel paying for fish that you can't take home? Like, I just gave him the money. And then I'm looking at the fish that I left in the garage to cook itself. And it just stank up the whole place. Let's get some people on here talking about some of their flaws. Okay. My flaws, I'm always late, unintentionally, trying to be on time. You can't be unintentionally late. You intentionally late, Reed. It's all good. Yes, it is healthy to reflect and not take ourselves too serious. We have to love ourselves. Flaws and all. Yes, Sister Fruits, you are correct. You are correct. Fight the power. What's going on, brother? You know you're part of the official shout out show family, brother. What you got for me? I did the same thing with a whole chicken. Damn, I left it in my trunk. And went back to the store and said they forgot to pack it. 2 days later, oh, you had a whole 2 days. And I wondered if I was a mobster. You had a dead chicken body in that. Good one, fight the power. Yeah. And all the men out there that's married, you know how it is when you have to go to the grocery store and your significant other says, "Don't forget the something," and then you forget it, and then you try to act like it wasn't on the list. That's what I do. That's just try to. What they want on the list? What they want? You ain't put it on the list. One time I actually tore it off the list just so it went on the list. All right, Maxine Kate Esquire, a financial advisor for the show. One of my flaws is I talk too fast. Yeah. I do. I don't talk fast enough sometimes, but one flaw is talk too fast. Here's one of my flaws, brothers and sisters. I let people put me in front of an audience, like in front of an event, and I don't know what it is. I could get a good night's sleep, but I'm going to sleep. I'm going to take a header just for like 5-6 minutes. I've been going to mosque for a lot of years. I try to get my rest, but I don't know what it is. I get some of my best rest doing kutbahs. I literally act like I'm older so I can lean on the wall, because if I have to sit there with nothing to lean on, I'll probably just fall over. That's me. All right. So Satana didn't put up any flaws because she's perfect. No, I'm just kidding. So listen, I'm not gonna hold anybody. I hope you like this little exercise of celebrating your flaws. Fight the power. Check your trunk for chicken, boy. Check your trunk for chicken. And here's the other one. My last one, if you will. Pride. Brothers and sisters, pride. One of my flaws is pride. I remember a brother when I was living in Long Beach. He had such beautiful Arabic. I mean, he could read it, and he could read it, he could write it, he could recite it. I was so impressed with this brother. I walked up to him and said, "Brother, I want to do like you. I want to know this language of the Quran." And he was like, "Yes, brother, yes." I said, "Man, I am fully committed." He said, "Are you?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Look, I don't have a lot of money, but what do you teach?" He said, "Yes, I do teach, brother." I said, "Do you have class?" He said, "Yes, I do." "You come at 7 o'clock?" No, he said, "No, you come at 1 o'clock on Sunday. We have a class. You'll fit right in." I'm happy, brothers and sisters. I am happy. And I showed up not at 1 o'clock, because that would be a flaw. I showed up at 10 minutes to 1, because if you show up at 1, you are late in my book. I showed up at 10 minutes to 1. I sat down in the chair with a notebook and a pencil, ready to take notes and learn this Arabic language. I was early and I was enthusiastic. And my classmates came in, and the average age of the classmates was, I think, 8. And they sat beside me in these little chairs. They sat beside me in these little chairs. And class started. And the teacher said, "Any questions?" I said, "When is the adult class?" He said, "I thought you said you want to learn." I said, "I can't." I said, "I need to be in the class where we don't break for recess." And I'm going to be honest. Those kids at 7, 8 years old, 6 years old, they were sharp. And they knew the alphabet, and they knew the Hamza, and they knew all this stuff because they had been coming to class. And I was a new one. And the teacher asked me a question. I said, man, I'm out of here. I'm gonna sit up here and embarrass myself with these kids. And one kid grabbed my shoulder. He's like, no, stay. You can learn. And I looked at him and said, let go of my arm. I'm bigger than you. That's it, brothers and sisters. Listen, we're going to get our sponsors who cover our flaws. All right. I need you to check out www.befinanciallyindependent.com. Again, that's www.befinanciallyindependent.com. Check that out. If you don't want to go to the website, call 1-888-496-6845. Again, that's 1-888-496-6845. If you call, you may be lucky enough to talk to the financial advisor, the owner of the building. That's Maxine B. Cade, Esquire. Check it out. We're trying to break people from the slavery of debt. Now, if you're thinking about a quality education, and you probably have to learn Arabic, and then you probably see them little kids in the class. No, I'm just kidding. If you're interested in the quality Islamic education at the graduate level or doctorate level, you got to check out Bayan Islamic Graduate School. Again, that's Bayan Islamic Graduate School, offering courses in Islamic studies, Islamic leadership, and Islamic education. And the big one, of course, is the Masters of Divinity program with a specificity in Muslim chaplaincy. Check them out. Go to bayanonline.org. Again, that's bayanonline.org. Brothers and sisters, that's our show. Celebrate your flaws. Preacher Mars, take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Amazing. We're really looking forward to all the speakers from all over the country, some from across the ocean and other worlds, speaking to every segment of our population on topics that will interest everybody, from Islamic issues to educational issues to giving us updates about situations in Islamic countries throughout the world, and most importantly, how to renew our resolve as we move forward and make a difference in the world where we live. It is so accessible for everybody to attend this year's virtual conference. First of all, there is no registration fee, so there should be no reason everybody cannot attend. One of the amazing things about the virtual conference is at a real conference, you have to choose which parallel session to attend, and then you feel like you've missed out somewhere. With the virtual platform, you can attend the one you want to attend at that time, and later on, you can go back and listen to all the wonderful things you may have missed in the parallel sessions. The most amazing thing for me about this specific convention that is so different from others in the past is that we've scheduled a town hall session on Friday evening to listen to you, our valued members, to hear how we can serve you better as the Islamic Society of North America.